That's right. Owen Schroyer here riding shotgun with me. So we're seeing synthetic politics. We're seeing foreign multinational money, George Soros money, it's on record. The Women's March is what's funding these school walkouts, what's funding all this. They went and beta tested. They had a stand down in Florida. The sheriff's department stood down. A mentally ill person wasn't supposed to have guns, was allowed to have guns, just like the Texas shooting last year. It rolls forward. Then all gun owners are to blame. Then out of 3,000 students, many of them pro-gun, they picked David Hogg and a few others who were in the acting department, whose parents are Democrats, FBI, anti-gun. We're not saying it didn't happen, not saying they're fake. We're saying it's scripted and funded by the Democrats, this whole demonization of the Second Amendment. And then he comes out and he says, the power structure is shaking right now. And he even wears an armband now in these weird photo montages we've got on Infowars.com. It is completely fascistic. Again, Hollywood, desperate to maintain control of America, now pushing these whole narratives that gun owners are to blame and that we have to all be dealt with. And he says, we call BS. He wears this arrogant pin. Well, I call BS with 50 people dying a year in mass shootings, thousands and thousands in backyard pools. One of the rarest forms of death is a mass shooting. I call BS on Mexico banning all the guns, having one of the highest crime rates in the world, or Brazil, the highest crime rate in the world, now trying to pass the Second Amendment. I call BS, Owen Schroyer, but here is the cringeworthy. David Hogg, the man that out of 2,000 plus other students, you don't hear from them. We have articles on Infowars where they've been banned from the news. But you hear from him, and you're not supposed to criticize him. You're supposed to have him point his finger and others at Dano Loesch and others and say, you're a murderer, you're a criminal, you need to be shut down, and free speech needs to be shut down. And then in D.C., you need to turn in your guns because it's your fault what somebody else did. Now, there's the article, Liberal Media Censors Pro Second Amendment Teen. That's up on Infowars.com right now from Newsbusters. But let's go to this cringeworthy David Hogg.
You can hear the people in power shaking. They've gotten used to being protective of their position, chewing safety, the safety of inaction. Inaction is no longer safe. And to that we say, no more.
Hit pause. You see those giant hordes of welfare queens and EBT card controllers and socialist professors and everybody else, and you look at them, they all look victimized, they all look mentally ill, there's something wrong with them, they all look really scared, they're freaked out, they hope some big government takes care of them. Every time they get control, Venezuela, Cuba, North Korea, communist China, they're the fools that open the door to all of this. And once they get our guns in every case, they then organize like lemmings, oceans of these people to take over the farms, the factories, the businesses, because they see us, the productive, the hardworking, as the food. And the big mega rich up above it, the Bezoses, the George Soroses, the Apple owners that are all tax exempt and have hundreds of billions of dollars apiece, they always know how to organize the giant unwashed mass, pressure from above and below, to annihilate the middle class. There's not many middle classes left. They got rid of them in Argentina and Venezuela. They got rid of them in Russia. And now they are coming with the big corporate dying media, trying to organize children after sabotaging their minds and using the death of 15 students to project it onto everybody else and say, they're your enemy, go out and get them, get their guns. But the National Guard with guns was protecting that event, Owen.
Well, and let's be very clear, just to expand on what you're saying and to give it a little background. If you don't think for one second that the Democrat Party, which is the Republican Party, but specifically the Democrat Party, wouldn't gladly let people die for their political agenda, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to do a little research and find out you're wrong.
They funded the Arab Spring. They killed millions of people.
Party of the KKK funded the Arab Spring. Hillary brags about what happened in Libya. Now there's people enslaved. How about the Project Veritas video that exposes Aaron Black, funded by the DNC, to go to Chicago and start a riot where people could have died? How about Heather Heyer that dies at the march that the Democrats planned in Charlottesville? So if you don't think for one second the Democrats would gladly let people die to get their political agenda out.
The police stood down and then were ordered to corral all of the alt-right people into that to have an explosion.
And why were they out there to begin with? Who put them out there marching? Who told them they had to march? the Democrats, the Soros-funded groups.
And now those very funded groups are suing us for exposing what happened in Charlottesville and then lying about what we said. We said the people there, the Democrats, killed the woman. No, we said they funded the chaos. The Democratic Party, Soros, funded Antifa. We even have the documents, so we'll see how that goes in court. But here's the thing. Let's go back to Hogg. In fact, back that up. I want to play it one more time from the beginning. Here's Hogg reading off his piece of paper, and he's telling you the power structure shaking in its boots. Yeah, from the American people, from us, and the Second Amendment, not from them. That's what needs to be understood. Here it is.
You can hear the people in power shaking. They've gotten used to being protective of their position,
Look at the demagogic behavior.
the safety of inaction.
This is a Nazi march right here.
Inaction is no
That's
longer
what they want,
safe.
the guns. You think he's on a public figure? Well, you can't talk about him, though.
More. 96 people.
Reading off a script.
96 people die every day from guns in our country.
Hey,
Yet
pause again.
Most of those are suicide. They'll never tell you
Hold on. I
those
want
are
to play this from the start. I want to back it up to the beginning, please. I want to back up to the beginning because I want you to hear about all that again. Yes, that's right. More than half of the gun deaths in this country are suicide. You're dying of bone cancer, brain cancer, can't pay for it, whatever. You get out of your misery. They're all for assisted suicide, right? Then almost all the rest of it's gang-related. Less than 50 kids a year. It's like 46 a year. 46 a year. Look at the federal numbers. Die in mass shootings. That's too many. But they create this whole illusion. Let's go back to Hogg. Here it is.
You can hear the people in power shaking. They've gotten used to being protective of their position, chewing the safety of inaction. Inaction is no longer safe. And to that we say, no more.
You talk about zombies. Look at that crowd. It waddles.
96 people die every day from guns in our country, yet most representatives have no public stance on guns. And to that, we say no more.
Hey, pause.
We are going...
Perfect psychology, though. Every time there's a shooting, which is going to happen, like there's a stabbing, a baseball batting, a running over, a poisoning, a strangling, it's part of human nature. They go, no more. Every time someone gets shot, it's gun owner's fault. Every time someone uses a gun wrong, it's your fault. It's your fault, Owen. And then they have this moral high ground where they sit there and act like because we're a free country and some bad people use guns wrongly, that it's all of our faults. And then each time it happens, they go, see, never again can something bad happen. It's your fault. It is just incredible.
And of course, there's no logic, there's no reasoning. They don't look at the actual history. They don't look at the actual statistics. It's all about virtue signaling based on Democrat, Nazi-style propaganda.
We're going to break in 19 seconds. The point is, who's funding this? George Soros on record. Who's funding this? The globalist. Who's funding this? Multinational foreign powers that want total control. We'll be right back. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com, Newswars.com.
Fuel your body with Carnivore, the new digestive enzyme product by InfoWars Life. Digestive enzymes assist in the digestion process and increase the bioavailability of nutrients by breaking down foods into easily absorbable components. They also help prevent discomfort from indigestion caused by fermentation of undigested food particles in the gut. Digestive enzyme production declines as we age. Carnivore is filled with digestive enzymes like those naturally present in the body. Enjoy the full potential of protein-rich foods again. You can eat protein-heavy foods now while minimizing the later indigestion and discomfort commonly associated with high-meat diets. Just one pill with every high-protein meal helps increase the bioavailability and absorption of amino acids, the building blocks to your muscles. Carnivore also contains digestive enzymes to help digest fats and carbohydrates so you can fully digest all types of meals. Don't let a meal go to waste. Use Carnivore by InfoWars Life. Head to InfoWarsLife.com and secure your bottle now. That's InfoWarsLife.com.